Work, fail, win. The Edison formula. They will remember your name only after the light comes on. Until then, they will laugh. They will doubt. They will whisper, "He's wasting his time." But what they will never see is the fire that burns inside a man who refuses to quit. Thomas Edison wasn't born with genius in his blood. He was born with hunger in his soul. Hunger to know, to try, to create light where darkness ruled. While others dreamed about success, Edison built it, screw by screw, spark by spark, failure by failure. He failed more than 1,000 times, but each failure was not an end. It was a note from destiny whispering, "Not yet, but you're getting closer." This is not a story of invention. It's a story of faith. The faith that work will carve your name into history's stone. The faith that failure is not punishment, it's polish. It refines you. It burns away the weak layers until only truth remains, your purpose, naked and unstoppable. Edison discovered light, but before he did, he discovered himself. And that is the formula the world forgets. You don't win when you succeed. You win when you refuse to surrender. He spent nights in laboratories smelling of smoke and sweat, hands burned by acid, eyes red from sleepless obsession. He didn't chase applause, he chased answers. He didn't look for comfort, he looked for clarity. Every man dreams, few work. Even fewer fail and return. And almost no one keeps building after the 10th fall. But Edison did. And that is where greatness is born, in the 11th attempt, the one no one else sees. He once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine saying that with empty pockets, a tired mind, and the world calling you a fool. That is not arrogance. That is belief. The unshakable conviction that effort multiplies if you never quit. The Edison formula is not about bulbs and wires. It's about building light when your life feels dark. When everything seems against you, when your ideas are ridiculed, when your work goes unseen, keep building, because persistence is a silent revolution.
You see,
It transforms
the greatest
sweat
laboratory
into
in the
miracles.
world is not in Menlo Park. It's inside your mind. Every thought you create is an experiment. Every doubt you destroy is an invention. Every setback is research for your next rise. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief without work is fantasy. And work without failure is fraud." You must combine the two, work and failure, until victory becomes inevitable. Discipline is the electricity of success. It lights up your potential. But that current only flows if you stay connected. Connected to purpose, to patience, to persistence. Edison was not waiting for perfect moments. He created them. He was not chasing luck. He generated it. Every burnt filament was a lesson. Every broken wire a teacher. Every long night a silent prayer to progress. And one morning, after years of darkness, the lab filled with light. Not the kind that burns your eyes, but the kind that awakens your soul. The light of reward after relentless faith. You want success? Then stop asking for it. Build it. You want confidence? Then stop wishing for it. Work until your doubt has no argument left. The Edison formula is simple, but brutal. Work, fail, win. Work until failure meets respect. Fail until success becomes routine. Win, not because you are lucky, but because you refuse to die in the dark. Most people never win because they never begin. They sit in comfort, scrolling through the world's victories, envying others, fearing embarrassment. But Edison had no audience, only curiosity and courage. He worked for the unseen future, not applause, not validation. And when the light came, the world followed his glow. So ask yourself, do you work like Edison, or do you wish like everyone else? You say you're tired? He was too. You say you failed? He failed more. You say no one supports you? Neither did they for him, until he proved he didn't need them. Every failure carved a path toward destiny. He didn't avoid pain, he negotiated with it. He didn't pray for success, he earned it. And that is where the formula applies to you. Because somewhere inside, you are an inventor too. Not of machines, but of a new version of yourself. The version that builds when it's lonely, that learns when it's criticized, that stands back up when the dream seems dead. You are your own laboratory, and your experiments are not about electricity. They are about energy, your belief, your relentless decision to evolve when the world doubts you.
When Edison finally succeeded, the crowd called him a genius. But genius is not born, it's forged. Forged through disappointment, refined by patience, fueled by obsession. He didn't stumble upon light, he worked his way into it. Think about that. He created light by mastering darkness, and so will you. The world's greatest victories are built on the ashes of rejection. Ford was mocked, Lincoln was defeated, Disney was fired, Jobs was dismissed, Edison was called crazy. And yet, they all shared one dangerous quality. They refused to believe failure was final. They worked until their name became a definition, until every no turned into a monument of yes, until the word impossible became an insult to their faith. This is the formula history whispers to those who listen. The weak seek approval, the strong seek truth, the genius seeks growth. So what do you seek? Security or greatness? Because you cannot have both. Security demands comfort, greatness demands chaos, and the formula lives in the storm. You must work until your hands become stories, fail until your scars become wisdom, and win until your success becomes service, lighting others' paths just as Edison lit yours. Because that's the final part of the Edison formula. Not fame, not money, but legacy. A legacy built not from invention, but from inspiration. Edison didn't just create the bulb, he created belief. He taught humanity that one man's persistence can outshine 1,000 failures. And if he could, so can you. Your life is the experiment. Your effort is the electricity. Your faith is the switch. Turn it on. Even if the world calls you mad, even if no one claps, even if you fail again and again. Because every time you rise after defeat, you generate power. Every setback becomes voltage. Every rejection becomes spark. You are not here to stay safe. You are here to light the dark. So when you fall, smile. When you fail, study. When you doubt, work. Because one day, the same people who ignored your struggle will be standing under your light, saying, "We always believed in you." And you'll smile, not out of pride, but gratitude. Because you'll know the truth. You didn't find success. You built it with your work, through your failure, until you won. Work, fail, win. That's the Edison formula, and it still powers the world.